Why did science erase the ether, that once ubiquitous substance, from our collective memory? Why did this fundamental concept fade into obscurity almost as if by design? For centuries, ether was the invisible ocean, the very medium through which light swam, a boundless sea of energy, the fabric of the cosmos itself, the very essence of existence. It gave us a sense of place, a cosmic address, a universe full, not empty, teeming with potential and unseen connections. The Greeks called it ether, the fifth element. Later scientists called it the luminiferous ether, the bearer of light. It was the stage for reality, the backdrop against which all phenomena played out, the unseen thread tying everything together, a universal glue binding the cosmos. But then the story changed. A paradigm shift occurred. Science dismissed the ether, casting it aside, relegating it to a relic of naive times, a discarded notion of a bygone era. The universe became a vacuum, an empty void, a silent emptiness, devoid of the substance it once possessed. Did we truly prove the ether did not exist through rigorous experimentation and undeniable evidence, or did we just lose the language to describe it? Did our vocabulary fail to capture its true nature? Did we trade one mystery for another, exchanging one unknown for a different enigma, replacing a universe full of substance? A cosmos brimming with tangible matter, with one ruled by invisible fields? Have we simply replaced one unseen force with another? Perhaps the ether never truly disappeared, but merely transformed. Maybe it's still here, lurking beneath the surface of our understanding, waiting for us to ask the right questions to unlock the secrets it holds. The mystery lingers, a persistent echo of what once was, calling from the heart of what we think we know, challenging our fundamental assumptions. The ghost in the machine of science remains an unresolved enigma, and its story is far from over. The quest for understanding continues. Light. For centuries, it remained one of the most profound puzzles in the universe. What is it? How does it work? We could see it travel, observe its effects, but the fundamental question persisted. How? What allows light to move across the vast emptiness of space? After all, waves need something to wave through. They require a medium to propagate. Sound, for example, travels through air by vibrating the air molecules around us. Ocean waves travel through water. So what medium did light use to traverse the cosmos? The answer, as proposed by scientists of the time, was the ether, an invisible, frictionless substance, yet rigid enough to support light's incredible speed. It had to be everywhere, filling every nook and cranny of existence. It was a cornerstone of 19th century physics, a fundamental concept that underpinned much of what they understood about the universe. It served as the medium for Maxwell's groundbreaking theory of electromagnetic waves. The ether elegantly unified light, electricity, and magnetism, seemingly disparate phenomena brought together by a single underlying substance. It was more than just a medium. It was a universal connector, a cosmic glue that held everything together. It was more than just a theory. It was a comfort, a reassuring presence in the vastness of space. It suggested we were all connected, immersed in a cosmic sea of energy and potential. The light from distant stars, traveling unimaginable distances, traveled through the very same ether that filled our rooms, permeated our bodies, and connected us to the furthest reaches of the cosmos. This idea painted a universe as a single, unified whole, a seamless tapestry woven together by the invisible threads of the ether. For a time, it was the only story that made sense, only framework that could adequately explain the behavior of light and the interconnectedness of the universe. The ether made the cosmos feel full, alive, and interconnected, a vibrant and dynamic entity teeming with unseen energy. It was the invisible scaffolding of reality, the hidden architecture upon which the entire universe was built. But this beautiful story, this elegant and comforting explanation, would soon face its greatest test, a challenge that would shake the foundations of physics. The search for the ether, the quest to prove its existence, would ultimately change physics forever, leading to discoveries that no one could have predicted. And the universe, as we understood it, would never look the same. Our perception of reality was about to be fundamentally altered. The stage was set for a revolution, a paradigm shift that would redefine our place in the cosmos. The late 19th century was a time of great scientific optimism, a belief that we were on the verge of understanding all the fundamental laws of the universe. Michelson and Morley, two brilliant minds, embarked on an experiment with the ambitious goal of proving the existence of the luminiferous ether, a hypothetical medium thought to permeate all of space and carry light waves. To achieve this, they meticulously built a highly sensitive instrument called an interferometer, designed to detect the slightest variations in the speed of light. The core idea was to measure the ether wind, the supposed resistance encountered as Earth plowed through the stationary ether as it orbited the Sun. The interferometer was designed so that if the ether existed, light beams traveling in different directions relative to Earth's motion should experience a slight shift in their interference patterns as the device was carefully rotated. With meticulous precision, they ran the experiment again and again, tirelessly repeating measurements to eliminate any possible errors or uncertainties. But the result was always the same: nothing. No discernible shift in the light beams, no evidence of an ether wind, despite the instrument's incredible sensitivity. The silence in the laboratory was deafening, a stark contrast to the profound implications of their findings. It was a null result, a complete absence of the expected effect, and it sent shockwaves through the scientific world. The dominant theory of the time, the very framework of physics, was suddenly in crisis. In the wake of this unexpected result, desperate explanations and alternative hypotheses began to emerge. Some suggested that perhaps Earth somehow dragged the ether along with it, masking its presence. Others proposed that objects might contract in the direction of motion, an ad hoc explanation to account for the null result. But regardless of the proposed fixes, the damage to the established order was undeniable. The experiment had created the first significant crack in the seemingly impenetrable foundation of classical physics. The very existence of the ether, once considered a certainty, was now cast into serious doubt. The Michelson-Morley experiment became famous, not for what it found, but for what it definitively didn't find. The universe's invisible ocean, the all-pervading ether, seemed to simply vanish before their very eyes. Physics was standing on the precipice of a new era, poised for a revolutionary transformation. The quest for answers to this perplexing result would ultimately lead to a radical rethinking of the very nature of reality, space, and time. The cosmos as they knew it was about to be completely reimagined, ushering in a new age of physics. Enter Albert Einstein, a young patent clerk with a radical idea. In 1905, he proposed special relativity. What if the ether wasn't needed at all? The laws of physics and the speed of light are the same for all observers, he said. Space and time merged into spacetime, a dynamic fabric. Time could slow, lengths could contract. Reality was stranger than anyone imagined. In this new universe, light needed no medium. It was a property of spacetime itself, an excitation of the electromagnetic field. Einstein didn't disprove the ether, he made it unnecessary. Science embraced the simpler explanation. The ether faded from textbooks, replaced by relativity. Experiments confirmed Einstein's predictions. The universe became an empty vacuum shaped by the geometry of space-time. The cosmic ocean was drained. We were left floating in a silent, mysterious void. But did we truly banish the ether, or did we just rename it? Modern quantum field theory's vacuum is anything but empty. A seething sea of energy and virtual particles. Fields now fill all of space. Gravitational, electromagnetic, Higgs. They're not matter, but they're real, storing energy and rippling with waves. How different is this from the old ether? The 19th century ether was a universal medium. Today's quantum fields do the same. Particles are now seen as vibrations in these fields. We discarded the mechanical ether, but the idea of a space-filling, energy-rich medium returned. Maybe the problem was imagination. The ether isn't like water or air, but something stranger. Perhaps space-time and quantum fields are the modern ether. The ghost never left, it just changed its name. The universal substrate persists, hidden in new language. The mystery endures just beneath the surface. The ether always had two faces, one cosmic, one vital. Outward, it was the medium for light and gravity, the fabric of space. Inward, it was the life force, the animating principle behind consciousness. Ancient traditions called it prana, chi, or mana, the breath of life. This vital energy connected mind, body, and spirit, mirroring the cosmic ether. The universe was seen as a living organism, with us as cells within it. Science's rejection of the ether also dismissed the idea of a life force. The universe became mechanical. We became biological machines. But what if this view is incomplete? What if the animating principle of life is real? What if the ether is both the fabric of space and the stuff of consciousness? The question remains, is the vital ether waiting to be rediscovered? Perhaps the story isn't over after all. Long before modern science, ancient cultures mapped an invisible world of energy. In India, chakras were seen as energy centers drawing in prana. In China, meridians charted the flow of qi with acupuncture points as gateways. These systems were practical medicine, linking energy flow to health. They described a subtle anatomy based on generations of observation. Modern science dismisses these as pseudoscience because they can't be dissected or seen. But what if these maps describe the flow of a vital ether or bioelectric field science is only now beginning to detect? Perhaps ancient traditions weren't wrong, just ahead of their time. The invisible world they mapped may be real, waiting for modern understanding. The old maps could guide new discoveries. The past and future may yet meet. Science long saw the body as a biochemical machine, dismissing energy fields. But new discoveries reveal we are electromagnetic beings. Every cell generates electric fields. The heart and brain create powerful electromagnetic fields. Dr. Harold Saxton Burr measured L fields around living things, predicting health and illness. He believed he was measuring life's organizing principle. Meanwhile, physics shows empty space is a sea of fluctuating energy. Some now wonder, do our bioelectric fields interact with this universal energy? Could this bridge the cosmic and vital ether? These ideas challenge materialism, but evidence is growing. Ancient mystics and modern physicists may be converging. The universe may be fundamentally interconnected, alive, and conscious. The whispers of the ether are growing louder. We stand at a crossroads. For a century, we've seen the universe as empty, ourselves as isolated machines. But a new story is emerging, a universe full, not empty, teeming with unseen energy. The quest for the ether has spanned philosophy, experiment, and quantum theory. We search the stars, but maybe we've been looking in the wrong direction. What if the final proof of the ether is in the direct experience of life itself? The vitality you feel, the spark of intuition, the sense of connection, perhaps these are the ether in action. Maybe consciousness is not produced by the brain, but received from a universal field. What if the ether never disappeared, but went deeper into us? The final frontier may not be out there, but within ourselves. The ghost in the machine is closer than we think. The story of the ether is perhaps our own.